Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Atypical Security Guard. Welcome to the commute. Heading in right now, going to work, doing the dark car YouTube creator thing. Guys, as always, I want to thank you for being a part of this channel, being a part of this community, being a part of what we're trying to do here. Without you, there's really no need for me to do this. It would just be a fucking diary at this point, so I appreciate it. Today I want to talk about dealing with fear. Do you guys ever get scared? You ever get scared when you're going to work? You ever get scared when you're at work? You ever get scared coming home? Do you guys ever have any issues with fear? And I'm honestly asking. I have a lot of people in my life, a lot of people who I work around that have a vastly different answer to this question. I say, do you ever get fearful or afraid when you're working, when you're responding to certain issues or certain calls? What's your level of fear? And I really want you guys to ask yourself this, because I think that on one hand, as men, it's hard for us to admit sometimes that we get scared. I'm going to tell you guys, I suffered a very traumatic experience when I was a kid. And probably ever since I was 6 years old, there has been an underlying feeling of fear my entire life. Sometimes I explain it to people. I say, if you've ever lived in an apartment complex where there's like a hum, right? Like in the background, a certain hum of the lights out in the hallway. Or if you've ever lived in a house or an apartment where your refrigerator makes a certain noise. And to a degree, the longer you stay there, the more you're able to block it out. But every now and then, you remember, oh yeah, that refrigerator, it makes that noise, or those lights in the hallway, they make those noises, right? It's always there in the background. So for me, since the age of about 6 years old, I have always had this underlying feeling of fear. So for me, it's not, do I ever feel fearful? I'm like the Incredible Hulk in the Avengers, where Captain America says, what's your secret? And he says, I'm always angry. For me, I'm always fearful. I think that in some regards, that has been extremely difficult for me in my life. I think that it has caused irreparable harm. I think that it has caused great damage. But in terms of working in security, I also think that it has been extremely helpful. It gives me that momentary pause when I'm responding to something to think about all of the ways the situation could go left. And when you think about something before you approach something, that gives you time. Time and preparation, to me, are the cure for fear. I've told you guys before about the neighborhood that I live in. I tell you guys a lot about Portland in general, but the neighborhood that I live in, it's a pretty bad neighborhood. I literally have crackheads that live directly across the street. I have crackheads that live on the street, inside their vehicles. There's tents and abandoned RVs in our neighborhood. And so with this, there's just a bad element, literally right outside the door. And so working a lot and being gone a lot, that leaves my wife at home. And so I told her very, very early on, I said, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. At some point in time, something is going to happen, and you are going to be the person that's responsible for responding to it. We've been together for about 7 years, and over the past 7 years collectively, it has taken about 6.5 for her to come around to the idea of concealed carry, of being her own first responder, of being her own personal protector. And I think that a lot of that comes from the reality of seeing things literally right outside our door. Like most people that live in Portland, my wife, she's a great person, but the average person that doesn't work in our industry, the average person that doesn't have to be hands-on every day with this environment, they can be naive to what we're dealing with, right? And I see that all the way across the city with people. And my wife's no different, but 6.5 years, she finally decided, hey, listen, you know what? You're right. I'm my own first responder. I'm my own personal protector. I'm going to start concealed carrying. And from there, we were able to talk about having firearms staged around the house, the importance of that, the importance of being able to respond to anything and everything that happens. And I often told her, listen, again, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Where we live, the situation that we live in, I say this, in quotation marks, people that are in our neighborhood, there is going to be an incident that you're going to have to respond to. And so we went through drills. If this happens, this is what you do. If this happens, this is what you do. We put up fencing. We have security cameras. We did anything and everything to make sure that if and when that time comes, she's prepared. Preparation gives you time. Preparation and time are the cure for fear. It was probably about 4 weeks ago. A man comes up to the house. I'm at work. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening. He's wearing a motorcycle helmet. He starts banging on the door. My wife, who has now been expecting something like this to happen, institutes one of the plans based on where she's located in the house. Now, without going into all of the details of the situation, this person left. My wife was safe. She was armed. And she initiated the protocol. Now, when all of this is happening, I'm getting the alerts because my camera system goes right to my watch. So I'm getting the alerts. I'm seeing in real time what's happening. And as the man is leaving the house, my wife calls me. Because clearly she knows that I'm seeing what's going on. And so I'm frantic. I'm like, hey, are you okay? Like, I'm in protector mode, right? And she goes, wait, stop, listen. I'm okay. She goes, I want to tell you something. I did everything that we talked about, and I wasn't scared. She says it was so fucking cool. I knew exactly what I was going to do if he did X, and I knew exactly what I was going to do if he did Y. She was like, I've never felt so in control in my life. Preparation. Preparation is the way to quiet that hum in the background. Preparation is the way to get that fear to subside. So today, if like me, you're heading into work, I want you guys to prepare yourself for anything. Much like that situation with my wife, just know that the day is going to come when someone knocks on the door. That could be a critical incident. That could be a horrible car wreck. That could be a robbery. It could be a host of any possible scenarios. But the way for you to temper that fear that is going to be there in that moment is to prepare for it. We talk about training. We talk about education. We talk about the importance of both. We talk about the importance of elevating your game and not just being a typical security guard. All of that comes from preparation. I don't know what you guys are going to face today. I don't know what you guys are going to face moving forward, but I can guarantee you that the day is coming. And it's up to you to prepare yourself. And it's up to you to prepare your family. We are living in very, very, very dangerous times, guys. The world around us is changing. If you're following the news, if you're following what's happening across the world, we are in a very, very dangerous spot. And I fear that sooner or later, the knock is going to come for all of us. This is your morning wake-up call, guys. Prepare yourselves for work, for home, for country. I'm praying for you guys. I hope that you have a great day. I hope that you are sympathetic, empathetic, and able to help those in need. And if God forbid someone puts you in a situation where your life is in danger, or the life of someone you are tasked to take care of, care about, or protect is in danger, I pray that you are extremely quick and extremely accurate. You guys have a great day. As always, thank you for being a part of this community, being a part of this channel. I want you to go out there. I want you to watch your six. I want you to have an absolute fantastic day. And I want you to be great. Okay? All right, be great, guys.